I just wanted to say one or two words about the piece I composed. I won't say anything about the first or second movements, but I think that in the program it says, like, I'll say a little bit about the third movement, just a little bit about that. The third movement is special because it uses like slightly different things that music people are not really used to. So let me explain. There's something called a key, or actually a scale mode, which is sort of a collection of intervals which has a certain character. So you're all familiar with C major, probably, if you have any music at all. It's just a light, happy sort of feeling. And if I use those same pitches, but just start at a different note and use basically a different collection of intervals with the same pitches, it becomes sad or minor. So, with the same pitches, just by changing which intervals I used, I create a completely different character. And so that's something I play with a lot in the third movement. And so the third movement starts in what's called a Dorian mode. It's the same pitches again, but just starting on a different note. It's sort of a combination between minor and major. And so if I put that together, I get. So it's like kind of switches back and forth and has this kind of cool flavor. But even beyond that, so there, I said like a couple of different modes, major and minor and Dorian. There are about a handful, a half dozen to a dozen in classical music, which people are familiar with. And being a mathematician, like the ways in which you can divide an octave into intervals are something like tens of thousands. And so of course, many of these sound awful. But some of them, obviously there's not like tens and thousands of different keys which people have used in classical music. Some of them actually sound kind of cool. So the thing about most keys in classical music is you can predict where they're going to go from the first couple notes. So if I just played, if you're a music major, you'd automatically finish the scale like B flat major. But I can do something a little bit different. So this is the second key that shows up in the third movement. Instead of going like that, I can do something a little bit different. I'm going to raise the fourth note of the scale. You hear how that sort of gives it a sort of unsettled character, or like unexpected at least. And then instead of finishing, that's sort of boring, right? So I'm going to do, just to give it another twist. So here's the full scale. Compared to that's like, just to tell you a little bit about what we'll be hearing in the third movement. So,